Good morning, James
Good morning.
Chapman.
What it does,
Oh, the
what it do, what
what
it do.
what it do. Here and there, a little bit of running behind this morning. Running behind this morning. But nothing we can't catch up on.
So when you say running behind, is that actually the case, or you actually just you have priorities and they came before this?
Hmm.
And then that's totally okay.
Yeah, that's a deeper level of thought there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely, jujitsu this morning, talking to the
Mm.
wife, making sure that we're starting off our day really well. Um,
Good.
just trying to make sure that we have everything squared away,
Nice.
and that's the move. So
Communication is key.
that's it, man.
Yeah.
And really been focusing on exactly that, making sure that we are on the same page, moving throughout our days, making sure we're spending the time with each other.
Mm.
I've changed up my entire routine where I'm doing all of my training in the morning and then starting my day. Whereas prior to, I would do the whole morning routine, start my day, and then go to the gym in the evening, and completely just flipped it on its head, where I'm doing everything in the morning, and then that way when I get home, dude, I'm eating dinner at like 7 o'clock. I used to eat dinner at like 11.
Jeez. That's not
Yeah,
good.
it's not good at all. But 10:30, 11, and then we probably go into bed by like 12.
Yeah.
So things are a lot more in order, which I can also say thank you to Whoop. We're not sponsored yet by them, but
We should be.
yeah, genuinely, dude, it's helped me see a lot of the things where I had gaps. My recovery was horrible, which also takes toll on your mental capacity, all this other stuff. You only got so much RAM upstairs that at a certain time you got to start looking at how you're managing your day and how you're managing your recovery.
100%. I very much believe in good, solid, sound sleep.
Yes, sir.
I actually was looking at new sheets. I was sitting on the couch. I was getting sleepy. I looked at new sheets. I was thinking so much about my bed. I looked at new sheets and a new one of those cooling gel toppers.
Mm.
Probably going to pull the trigger on that today.
Well, Morgan and I were talking about this. These It's basically, you can get it as a bed topper, or you can get it as a um you can get it as a bed topper, or you can get the whole mattress that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's called like Sleep 5, I want to say. Hang on. Hmm. I'll look it up. I may be botching that. Anyways, it's a company that uses water to push throughout the mattress, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
it can either cool it or warm it depending on where your body temperature is.
So it's like thermostat controlled.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And it keeps your body temperature where it should be so that you can actually sleep, or warms it up to when it's time to wake up so that your body naturally starts getting in a rhythmic. Dude, it's awesome. It's like 3 or 4 grand, but worth every penny.
Yeah, if you believe in, you can be on either side of the aisle. You can believe in evolution 100%, that, we came from apes, right?
Mhm.
Or you can believe 100% in creation. God made you exactly the way you are. Either one of those ways you believe, if it is 100% creation, well, then God made it where you need so much sleep. So
Yeah.
you were designed that way. If you believe in evolution 100%, then you have evolved over millions of years, millions and millions of years, and that is still required of you. So like if it's that big, if it's like almost a third of your life, then there is something to it. Do not neglect that. And I will tell you, big on the development, entrepreneur, hustle and grind side is people think that like you should only sleep like 4 hours a night, right? That's stupid.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you need to sleep with you need to do what your body requires of you.
that's right. That's the key, because there are some people out there that, genetically can sleep 5 hours and that's perfect for them. Right. You look at Jocko, I think he goes to bed at like 9 or 10 and he's up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, like 3:30.
Yeah, dude, it just is what it is. There's some people that are naturally in that realm of 4 or 5 hours of sleep, solid. On the other end of it, normal human beings, majority of the time, are going to be 7 to 8.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things.
So on I can have a good solid day getting up at 4:30, but I'm in bed no later than 10. I'm in bed at 10. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe 9:45.
Yeah.
So
And that's exactly where that's where I've gotten to. And it has genuinely changed my mental clarity, right? I'm not foggy in the afternoon. I'm moving and grooving. We're up early. We're doing the damn thing. And you've got to be willing to get in that routine. You've got to be willing to give up the night before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas there's so many people that are in that. If I would have stayed in, going to bed at 11 or 12, waking up at 5:30, it doesn't work. Right. But you got to be willing to give up that a little bit of sleep, getting into that routine so that you can get into the motions of whatever it is you're doing that next day.
Yeah. So think about it like this. Let's say on a normal schedule, you used to go to bed at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now you're trying to go to bed at what time?
No, I'm in bed about 9:30.
Okay. So let's say you went from midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, 100% accurate.
Yeah. Okay. So to 9:30, let's just call it 10 for round numbers. So you're going to bed 2 hours earlier. Are you waking up 2 hours? Are you waking up 2 hours earlier?
No, just an hour earlier.
Just an hour earlier. So you're actually getting more quality sleep. Yep. So here's the thing though. So you were getting up at 6. Now you get up at 5, right? Mm-hmm. So think about it this way. Some people talk about how they're night owls and stuff. Okay. Respect. But if you're talking about being productive, are you more productive? Are you more productive because you get up at 5? So do you get up at 5 with a purpose and get after something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
When you stayed up, if you would have just said, okay, instead of going to bed at midnight, I'm going to go to bed at 11. Are you productive from 11 to 12? Or are you basically sitting there staring at the TV and your phone?
On the flip side of the coin, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were eating dinner, and while we were eating dinner, we'd probably either put on a show, we're having conversation, and then from there, probably just, getting our night routine, taking showers, doing that whole thing. So it's, it's probably not productive time. Like I'm not working or I'm not doing things like extra things just for the fact of, it's 11 o'clock at night.
Exactly. So that right there to my point. So you feel like you have more to get done and there's not enough days on most of the time, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So the point is shifting that time period, because I will tell you at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, I am literally vegetating on the couch. I'm watching a show with my wife, maybe sitting there laughing at some videos, whatever. Right. Or like reading an article, something leisurely. All right. So, but if I get up at 4:30, I'm doing something actually productive. And it may not be going hard, but we're going for a walk. I'm reading, I'm writing down my goals. Like I'm starting my day off. I'm not winding my day down. So I take advantage of the hour in the morning instead of taking advantage of an hour at night.
Yep.
And both are healthy for me. I believe both are good. I need to vegetate on the couch for a little bit, just let my mind rest for a second and do something that's leisurely, but also it's my day goes better. So shifting that hour from night to the morning is more productive, especially if you're a person who's getting after it and going, not enough time in the day for me to do this. Man, I'd like to do this, but I don't have the time for it. Well, go to bed earlier.
Yep.
Get up earlier and take advantage of that time because you're going to use it better.
And that's exactly it, dude. I've gained 3 hours of my day minimum by getting up earlier and starting my day with purpose, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just productive time, but it's that self-productive time is the biggest key, is what I found. Like, I'm getting to the gym, let's just say 6 o'clock, right? Getting to the gym at 6 o'clock, I'm working out, and then I'm getting 20 to 25 minutes, usually 20 minutes in the sauna of just me. Just me, Tom. Or, maybe I see somebody in there that I know or whatever, and we're having a conversation. But it's genuinely that little realm of, this is my box, right? I'm in my box. I'm filtering my thoughts, prepping my day, prepping my notes, prepping the reminders for that day, whatever it is. But it's genuinely has set up a different routine and a more productive routine for my day.
Yeah.
And that's
there's no doubt. If I sleep in versus get up at 4:30, sometimes I need it. Like, I will tell you, man, we've been running hard this week. We've had some late nights out of the ordinary. I slept until 6 this morning.
Yeah.
And it was nice. But I notice I come into my day like a little more, it takes me a little more to get going. Like, if I get up, like, then I actually get excited about my day. Like, I'm chomping at the bits because I didn't have to jump up and shower and shave and get ready and get out the door. Like, by the time it was time to start showering and stuff, I was like fired up. I was ready to get after my day. It's a big difference. Though, you're talking about just checking your recovery. Look, man, if y'all are boozing during the week, it kills your quality sleep. Yeah. Like, Andrew, I got nothing against having a drink, but save it for the days you ain't got to get up the next day and get after it.
But that's another thing. There's Andrew Huberman did a study on, and do you know who Andrew Huberman is? Okay, he's just an amazing cat. Look him up. He's got a lot of good videos. But he did a study on alcohol and sleep, recovery, mental state, all that kind of stuff. More than 2 glasses of wine, 2 glasses of alcohol throughout the week can set you up for higher anxiety, can set you up for, bad recovery, can set you up just for overall, just mental, just not fully clear, right? It has a lot to do with that whole hormone imbalance, everything. So more than 2 glasses of wine during the week. During the week.
That's crazy.
Can set you up to have higher anxiety, more, just overall more negative hormone imbalance in general. Wow. So
I do like to drink some beers on the weekend now.
But it is what it is. I mean, you take it hand in hand. Like, if that's your recovery,
the cost. Yeah, that's the cost. Like, there's a cost to that,
right? Yeah. You've got to be able to take it, but it's also moderation, right? We look at it and we say, okay, are we having a beer a night? Are we having a glass of wine a night? Okay, so what if we dial that back and say, I'm not having more than 2 glasses for the entire week, and then obviously you're gonna have some days where you're gonna have more or less. And then being able to see how you actually feel genuinely by changing that in your habit.
Yeah. You know what really showed me that? Because I wouldn't say it was every night, but it was very common for Danny and I to have a glass of wine a night. There was a while. We went through like a 3-year period. We drank a glass of wine every single night. Then we kind of moved on from that, but there was still times where we would still drink a glass, a glass, maybe 2 glasses a night.
Yeah.
You know what proved that to me probably not too long ago was I've never been much on like drinking in the week, but it went through a phase. We go out to lunch, maybe as a group here at the office on like a Friday. And especially if it's like a payday Friday for the group, they go out to eat a good lunch, man, they get them a drink and I get a drink too. Or maybe I'd have 2 drinks, right? And I'd come back and try to work. And I would just be like,
yep,
man, like I had no motivation. Like it wiped me out for the day. It wasn't like I was drunk. I mean, I literally had 1 or 2 drinks.
Yep.
But it changes everything. So like if it's doing that to you in the middle of the day and like you're going home at night and drinking, then trying to get a restful sleep and get up the next day and get after it, like you gotta, it all comes back down to me. Like it is not that hard to win. Like it's not that hard to gain ground. Like the actual process of it. Man, I'm sitting here doing all these changes with the company. I'm fired up today. These changes with the company for all the vendors we work with. Some are absolutely bullshit. I got a vendor who can't get me an answer back on a simple me trying to spend more money with them when I already spend 60 grand a year with them. Like what in the actual fuck? It's not that hard to win. Put a little discipline around some things. Don't be stupid and like engage in what's going on. And it's amazing how quick you can stand out. The problem is people can't do that for any sustained amount of time. They'll shine for 1 week, the week after New Year's, the second week after New Year's, because they're still trying to recover from having the time off and actually getting their ass back in gear. So the second week, they're actually going to get to the goals and be a new person. And then they don't fucking do it. They do it for 1 week and they're like, oh, I got no results. Like, what do you expect, man? You start, you go, you're back and forth. You can't stick to any kind of plan. You can't stay committed to something. You complain about your job, but you get out of your job what you get it put in it. I'm telling you, there is such a vacuum right now for good, solid people to be employees at companies if they would just fucking realize how the system works and how they can shine. And it's super simple. You just got to stay committed to it and actually do it. Stay open to learning. Stay committed to learning. Stay committed to how you can be better and take feedback and ask questions and learn and move through. Like, I don't know, man. It blows my mind. It blows my mind how fucking weak-minded people are.
So I've got a caveat to that. So it is simple to be on the grind, right? We named the podcast The Grinder, right?
That's right.
It is simple to do. It is not necessarily easy to do.
Oh, no, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, there are pieces of what will take you from here to there. And if you can't see, if you're not watching on Spotify, being able to up that level of intensity comes with, this is just me learning from having a team for the past couple of years. Accountability, having somebody that you can have that will hold you accountable. 2, being able to say what you will do and hold your word to it. 3, having an actual purpose to what you're doing. And 4, be willing to go and do the process, even though you are not feeling like doing the process. Feelings are not facts.
That's right.
And this goes for anything. If you were feeling sad, if you were feeling bad, if you were feeling, just under the grindstone, whatever it is, those feelings are not facts. That's not real, right? And a lot of what we are in this current state of being, right, with a lot of people, they are taking those feelings and considering them facts, right? That's why people are turning to drugs. That's why people are turning to this, and this, and complaining about, hey, I feel this way. You should not, whatever. Feelings are not facts, right? They are fleeting. They will come, they will go like clouds. Understanding what are the real facts. I need to do this. I'm going to do this. I said I was going to do this. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And that is where that's what I have seen is a misrepresentation of yourself, not you, James, but in general, people saying I will do this and then not doing it.
Yeah.
Right. That's number one. Number two with that is you're not being true to yourself. Right. That's it. Like you genuinely are not being true to yourself. If you say something like that, you're not being true to yourself. Like if I say, James, I need you to hit, 6 contacts today, and you don't, but you said that you would, that means it doesn't mean anything to you. And you also lied to me, which is disrespectful, but you lied to yourself, which is even more disrespectful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. I do want to make a quick little turn back onto the sleep process. I said 5 sleep, and it's actually 8 sleep is the mattress cover.
Okay.
And I'm going to drop a link in here.
All right. To that though, I don't want to come off on that rant. I don't want to come off in ivory tower here. There's places I continue to fail, but I try to be realistic and with myself and don't sweep it under the rug. Like if I'm going to be who I say I'm going to be and I talk a certain way, like then I need to be that person. And I need to continue to deliver and drive it forward and push it forward and have some discipline in the things that I want to achieve, But I agree with you. There's been many times where I go, yeah, I'll get to that as soon as I can. And that's to get it out of my face, right? And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, why not just take 2 seconds and say, that is important, but it's not important today. And here's when it can be important. And here's when I can follow up with you on it. If you live in a place where people chase you all the time to get answers on stuff, like there it is right there. You're that person. You're the person who promises to do something and doesn't do it.
Yeah. And that's it's a tough situation. And I've been in that situation, right? I've been there. Growing up, I was there 100%, right? And there's also another tie to that there are certain things that you need in your life that you've got to be that person of accountability to yourself, and then being able to produce that over and over and over and over. And it doesn't matter how you feel about it, and it doesn't matter what situation you're in. Being able to go in and produce and produce and produce, that will go beyond anything. That will create a foundation for you as a human being, as you as a worker, you as a job person, whoever needs, a boss, whatever it is, you are creating that foundation by doing these things.
Yeah.
And you made a good point as far as like having that discipline, like, and then also being able to understand that like there are times where we suck, right? Myself included.
Yeah.
Like there's days where I have an entire reminder list that I don't even look at, right? But I created this system so I could look at it, and then I forget, right? There's so many things in my life that I'm trying to address and forget or push it to the side, sweep it under the rug. But that's what it's about. Being able to be that person who's saying, okay, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. Or I'm going to actually hold myself to a certain standard and I'm not going to deviate from that.
Yeah. I agree. Just take something, pick something, if you do something that makes you feel like shit all the time, maybe don't do it.
That's it.
And all you focus on is how you feel like shit. It's just like I've said it 100 times on this podcast. When I first opened my own agency, I had to work in a corporate office. And there was a lady who worked over there who literally every day, all day would either, every time she did something, mistyped anything. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Oh my God. She would say, oh my God, I'm retarded. She would say that to herself all day. Stupidest thing I've ever seen. So dumb. Guess what? It was no time. We all thought she was stupid because she told us that all day long. She probably went home and thought to herself that she was an idiot. All she did was constantly remind herself of it.
Yeah.
but she knew no better. That's what she knew. No wonder she probably felt dumb. She told herself that all fucking day. If you tell yourself you're miserable all day, you're going to be miserable all day. If you tell yourself you hate something all the time, you're going to hate it all the time. Once you turn around and flip it over to something good, put as much attention as you can on good.
Yeah. But there's also a piece of that. Just because you start telling yourself that it's good, and you may not 100% believe it, but I can tell you, going down that road of being able to say, okay, mentally, I'm going to continuously tell myself, over amount of time, it will become something, right? On the contrary to that, if you continuously throw that negative thought into play, it will create such a, what are those things that blow in the wind on cowboy movies?
Oh,
Tumbleweed.
tumbleweed.
You will become a tumbleweed, right?
Yeah.
Running into a negative thought. You will just be a bound up piece of grass just floating in the wind.
Yeah, just getting pushed around all the time.
But on the other side of that, if you continuously give yourself something good to process, even though you may not feel that way, over time it will grow into something that is stable, right? Like a tree.
Yeah, big old oak tree, deep roots.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm about to go close a deal.
Yes, sir. Guys, we do appreciate you. We appreciate every time that you guys jump on this podcast and listen to us and give us feedback. And we're working on a few different things right now, trying to really bring in some new people, bring in some new ideas, bring in some new, just something different to the podcast, new sponsorships, stuff like that. So with all that being said, we do appreciate you. James, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you.
And with all that being said, do not forget to go check out the code. What? Do not forget to go and check out Jocko Fuel, Origin USA, and put in the code GRIND10 at checkout. Save yourself 10% off. They've got gis, they've got rash guards, they've got pants, boots, anything you could possibly need, all American made, and it's willing to step up to whatever you got to step up to.
That's right.
James?
Grinder out.